Welcome back to Gravity Rush. Oh, is that a kitten I'm hearing? And kick.
Is Cat just
Good,
like wearing her regular uniform underneath the queen garb?
I guess.
They didn't. Oh, they did lock
Oh,
Raven in
hello.
jail. Oh man, I called it.
What's with the fancy outfit?
I'm the Pope.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, and she conveniently just remembers seeing Raven. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's nothing new. You see something familiar to you, and suddenly you snap out of it.
It's not
Yeah.
like her memories were erased, just painted over, I guess. You know.
I'm just surprised that she wore those underneath her cloak. It's like, are those her pajamas or whatever? I'm confused. Why would you?
Plot
Yeah.
twist.
Ugh. Wait, Cat, just put the outfit back on, and then everybody will
Walk
think
around.
everything's normal.
Oh wait, no. Oh, wait, no. She's supposed to be locked in the room.
Oh.
It's Sir Grand Vizier Ultra Mega Hyper Kai Guru.
Why did we listen to Alias to go up the pillar in the first place?
Because reasons.
Because I feel like he's not the kind. Well, he did help us at that one point, but that also doesn't really make an awful lot of sense either.
Careful
So-
not to jangle the chandelier. Oh, it's okay. You'll clip through it.
Yep.
You know, I feel like they would hear your random gravity shit going on above you.
Well, no. I guess as far as their perception goes, she's just floating. There's not like sound effects or anything.
Well, I mean, imagine, put yourself in this scenario where they're in this place. I'm assuming it's dead as a doornail, quiet. I would think that you can probably still hear like her clothes rustling
Maybe.
or some other shit. I don't know. Never been suspended in midair.
What in the hell is going on with his head, anyway?
It's a mask.
It looks like too horizontally long to be a mask. It looks like his skull is sideways.
It looks like a sentinel from the Matrix.
Kinda, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, hey, he's not evil. How about that?
Oh, wow, okay. So, but wait, we weren't actually.
He did dispose Cat in the first place, but the ones that came after were worse.
So. Wait, but. So were we not the real queen then?
Yes, she was.
Okay.
No, she was.
Oh,
Problem was,
Thought I
like,
said whelp for a second.
basically, they choose the rulers by divine revelation. They chose Cat. Cat wasn't good at her job, so this guy got rid of her. And those who came after, especially this kid, are even worse.
So this kid's the actually evil one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and they're white
White
Nevi, which
Nevi.
means something.
Nothing really. We still have to fight them and win.
Is there a reason they're glowing white?
Well, early on when we were flying up here in the first place, they said the white ones are tame, more or less.
Oh, so he's using them as like a weapon. Okay.
Yeah.
So like all this politics and stuff actually would be kind of interesting again
If we had time.
if we had time.
Boop.
You see, if it was as easy as putting marshmallows on them to tame these guys, I think they wouldn't have been a problem for so long.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a lot of these things.
Well, it's a good thing none of them can fly.
Yeah.
Is there a faster way to kill them?
Not really. Well, I suppose I could use Jupiter, but
I didn't think to do that.
No.
Okay, so normally I would sass Ryan a little bit about this, but they also gave him that power literally near the end of the
Okay.
game, so you're not used to playing with it. Which
Okay, no,
and-
I'm using it now actually.
Oh, okay. There we go. And it does seem to be going a lot faster, yeah. But like,
Because I just hit harder.
when you start a game with a skill, you get used to using it as part of your like routine, you know? Whereas if you introduce a skill late into the game,
People forget to use
Yeah,
it.
I
'cause
mean,
they just
that's
aren't
what we
used to
gave
it.
a shit earlier, because it was so late into the game. It's like either you're not taking full advantage of it, or you kind of forget about it because you've been used to doing a normal routine.
yeah, you don't feel like you need it because,
Yeah.
well, what I normally do works just fine. Usually you'll only switch to it if it's like,
Dive kicks everywhere.
only if it's like immediately way better than, I suppose also like for the Panther mode, they give you like a little,
Prompt to
Prompt,
say, hey,
which-
use it.
yeah. Versus the Jupiter mode where you have to remember to switch, so it's a little bit harder for that.
Yeah.
The Panther mode does look really fun though.
Yeah.
Like, I really should give this game a try and actually play it myself.
It,
'cause-
it's a fun game. It's just a shame about all the story crap.
I'm suddenly reminded of the fucking eyes from Kid Icarus.
oh, those guys! Oh, man.
I know they had a name, but I don't remember what they.
What, the
they
pink
were.
the pink blob things?
Yeah, the eyes.
Actually,
basically.
you know what? Kid Icarus, now that you mention it, Kid Icarus Uprising, I think, is very similar to this game, but does a kind of what this game is trying to do with its story done a little bit better. In that Kid Icarus, that game has, like, 60 freaking different story arcs going on. Like,
It has the
there's
Medusa one, then it has the alien invasion, and then it has Hades.
yeah, there's Hades, but there's like
But then there's Veridi.
there's like 50,000
Oh, that's
different
right, that's right,
villains.
Yeah,
Story
and
arcs
then,
come
and then
and
dark
go.
pits, dark pits all around, and
And it's like, but I feel like that game, it works a little bit better because stuff flows into one right into the other. Like,
To a point.
yeah, like for example, like you've got the Medusa thing. It's which is like the first like third of the game. Hades being like the real villain is like a haha gotcha, the game's not over yet kind of thing. And then, you know, you fight Hades for a few parts. Then Veridi gets sick of both of your shit, so she fights both of you, which then leads to you guys working all together to fight the aliens. And when the aliens is done, there's actually, we were talking about, like, you know, when they confuse you with something happening out of nowhere. That's similar to when Palutena gets corrupted at one point later on, which then leads right into the finale. There's a lot more structure going on in that, and stuff doesn't just happen. It kind of flows in waves into each other, which I think ends up working better. I mean, thinking about it in hindsight, Kid Icarus' story is still kind of busy, and they probably could have made it work by taking out a storyline or two just to make it more cohesive. But I feel like it's doing what this game is trying to do a little bit better. Also, that
So-
game talks about Pit eating ice cream off the floor, so,
So,
you know.
wait, hang on. Raven and Cat are one person?
no, I don't think so. Anyway.
That's literally what the kid
Oh,
just
that!
said.
Oh!
Oh yeah, and the kid revives some god creature thing from a crystal or whatever
And that was the person we talked to start the...
thing. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm...
They are putting some extra effort into the production values for this ending, I notice.
A bit. Yeah. Also a reference to the DLC that came out after this game did.
Oh, great.
I
Okay.
still don't know what you're about, dude.
Oh, so now do we actually play as Raven?
Not yet. It's time for Tetris puzzles.
What on...
This looks like a Catherine level, actually, to some extent.
I guess.
Is Sid dead?
No. Yes. Maybe. Can you repeat the question?
So, wait, why is Sid here, and why is he the one explaining all this stuff?
Because he's plot important.
Wasn't he just that goofball from the first game who constantly foisted all of his work on
No.
us?
No.
Oh,
Wait, did
no.
we jumped back? We jumped forward 100 years?
No.
No, I think
This-
Sid's dead.
And so we have to move the blocks into place. Got it, because we're connecting the pathway.
Oh, great. One of these.
Yeah, this definitely looks like a Catherine level. Oh my god, they're actually using the touchpad thing on the PS4. Jesus Christ.
Well, as an actual flicking and not just a glorified button press, yes.
That's never been done before. There are literally 0 other games on the PS4 that do
It's like
that.
Catherine. I'm reminded of Intelligence Cube.
This feels like it was just like it was intended for the PSP, PS Vita rather.
Oh yeah, because that had a touchscreen on like the back, which was really weird.
I mean, it made sense for a handheld, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
used
it's
very well.
yeah, it makes sense. It's just not. I don't think it's as intuitive as a normal touchscreen because you can't see what you're trying to connect with. Also, it's not on the same side as all the buttons.
It
so.
It did have a touch screen though. It had a touch screen on the front too.
The Vita had a touchscreen.
Yeah.
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 Did anything use it?
Yeah.
A few, yeah.
Yeah. There is.
Oh my god.
The problem with those games though is that because they use the touch screen, they can't work on the PS Vita TV. So yeah, it's an issue. I mean, the Vita TV does register the PlayStation 4 controller's touchpad as the touchscreen, but that's obviously not going to work as well for a bunch of things.
By the way, Ted, we have the exact same plot arguments from Pokemon Sword and Shield in this game. Yay!
Oh, great.
Can we not have the
That
exact
that,
same?
that Wellstorm from the floor isn't going to reach us for another 1,000 years. It's not our problem.
Okay, I get it, Japan. You really, really want to do game stories about the nuclear meltdowns. But,
Can't you just make it about a giant dinosaur that breathes laser breath like everyone else? Jeez.
well, that kind of was what Pokemon Sword and Shield did when you think about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it wasn't a cool dinosaur with laser breath.
Well, Eternatus grew on me after the plot when I actually had him on my team and I could use him to like cannon blast all the Dynamax Pokemon in the post game. But
I don't really like the designs for any of the legendaries, but that's I know is a subjective sort of thing.
I like Zacian. Zacian's cool, but
Which one's that? Is that
The one with the
nice one?
sword.
The sword.
Okay.
yeah, the one with the sword reminds me of Dark Souls. But like, I don't really care much for Zamazenta, and Eternatus is kind of just like, is that really a Pokemon or is it a generic RPG monster? You know?
Wait, is that Sid who's she's
Yes.
talking? So wait, did he not have memories either?
Oh
Did
boy.
Not quite.
Did he know? Because he certainly didn't act like he knew.
It's almost like this was written later.
Oh no.
Maybe it was one of those where he always knew but didn't feel the need
Like,
to tell her
maybe they
because
had a
already
character
had
in
his
mind.
second life.
Maybe they had a character in mind that was supposed to fill this role if the story were longer, but the story wasn't longer, so they decided to swap in Sid for the role. That's possible.
It's more like I like to think it maybe that if Sid knew the entire time, he knew that later that Kat will get amnesia, and he'd figure maybe it's better this way because she was clearly unhappy as her role as a queen previously.
I mean, I could see that making sense, but you'd have to write it from the beginning with the intention that that was the way. Whereas, from what I remember, he acted like he didn't know us in the first game when we first met him. Whereas, it would very clearly, like, color his perception of, like, his interactions with her, if that was what they
Right.
were going for. Like, that's a decent story idea. It's just, You have to actually write that as the story you want to write in order to.
Again, this is one of those things where I would need to play the game myself to see if I can see if there were any of those nuances implemented as early as the first game. But
Not
it's hard to
really.
tell.
This
It's really not.
is such a weird level to end the game on, though.
It's like 3D Tetris from Virtual Boy.
I'd like a puzzle game like that. Like, I'd play a puzzle game like that, for sure. But yeah, it's a very weird level to end the game on.
Okay.
So is Ato the sky, then?
The sky people, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh! She's willing to take in refugees, and the people don't like that, so they kick her off. I wonder what
basically.
sort of commentary this could be saying. Actually, I do wonder, because I don't know enough about Japanese politics to know whether or not that applies to them.
have never heard of anything refugee related when it comes to Japan, so
Yeah, they just don't particularly care for foreigners, regardless.
oh yeah, there's that.
I mean, that's going to have to change as the older population starts dying off and they need more workers, but
It certainly can apply to American politics, but let's not go there, because I'm too tired for that shit.
I am a little bit tired of American politics being pushed on Japanese games by American gamers. It's like,
I mean,
oh,
it is the only context that we have. Though,
yeah,
to
I
be
know,
fair.
but it's like when Persona 5 came out, everyone was like, oh, that guy is basically Donald Trump. And I'm like, no, he's very clearly, basically, a Japanese politician. Donald Trump wishes he had this much speaking skill. But, but yeah, because the game happened to take place in 2016, a lot of people tried to relate Donald Trump to the events of Persona 5, and I'm like, nah, you know what? Even if I were to actually just allow that, the it doesn't fit at all. What?
now this is a flashback.
Is he gonna push? He's gonna. Oh no.
Long live the queen.
And that's how we get there.
Wait, so her outfit was always her, like, under outfit?
I guess.
They're her pajamas?
Okay, so, like, the cat was gifted to her as she fell to save her life?
Something like
A
that.
little late on that. Thanks, asshole. Could have saved Sid.
So Sid, but wait, so are they two different Sids?
No, maybe it's just Sid, the Sid that we know is a ghost.
Yes.
So the Sid we know has been a ghost the entire time.
The entire time.
Huh. But,
So he's played by Bruce Willis?
Sure.
No,
why
I'm pretty
not?
sure Sid was always aware that he was a ghost.
So,
No, he definitely did not act like he knew he was a ghost. Like,
Roby, how do you act that you're a ghost?
wasn't that the entire plot of that movie was that he didn't know he was a ghost until the very end?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, oh. But, like, this is different than that. It feels like Sid was given an entirely different personality and a different life to live. Huh.
Sort of. It's a confusing mess. It's the end of Gravity Rush 2. What do you expect? We'll see more next time.
Okay.